Let's get to work, baby. Let's get to work, baby. Let's get to work, baby. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin', my people? What's poppin', my people? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Hey, can y'all hear me? Let me close this window. 1 second. 1 second, y'all. Let me close this window right quick. Hold on. Okay, we good. We Gucci. We Gucci, man. I had to close the window. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? We got some breaking news. 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, I gotta go live. No video today, but we got a video dropping tomorrow. Holy cow. We got a video dropping tomorrow. No video today. But we do got a great live. Your boy. This is my first time. Well, I watched some of it, but this is my first time watching the full thing. So, hear you loud and clear. Okay, cool. Got you. And the window is just too loud in New York, man. What's poppin', Jerome? What's poppin'? Skinny little crump. What's poppin'? Who else? Hope y'all had a great Monday, man. I know how Mondays can be, but we here, and this is about to be a great live, man. I've been called this shit out. Like since January. When this happened last December, I already knew it was a lie. I been knew it was a lie because they had no videotape. And you had all these raccoons, you had all these racist people online saying that he did it because it was a white Marine. That's it. That's the only reason why everybody was blaming him, because the dude who died was white. You had raccoons. I remember everybody who made a video about this. You had people who made a video and they didn't even know the car he was driving. Somebody made a video saying he was driving a Trackhawk. I'm like, bruh. And these people just moved on with life. Like they didn't do anything. This dude just died. So today, I didn't do a video, man, because all day I've been thinking about this shit. So, ironically, 2 hours ago, Brian Kelly just spoke about it. And this is my first time watching it. I heard he said something about we don't know all the facts, but we about to watch this this news coverage. And I'm about to show you how these motherfuckers don't care about you. Every player at LSU, I'm talking about football, I'm talking about track, I'm talking about the basketball team, every black person should stop playing, at least until they arrest the people they need to arrest. Times have really changed, bro. I don't know if they did it. We're going to see on TikTok that the players say something, because if this can happen to Kyren Lacy, it can happen to anybody at LSU. Shit crazy, man. Why couldn't someone from the university speak up loud? I'm telling you, man. So we're gonna see on TikTok later, did the players say something? Did the students on campus say something? Because, bro, this got me pissed off, bro. This one of our people. So if we allow this to happen, bro, just imagine what they can do to anybody that's playing for LSU. They don't care about you. As long as you score a touchdown, that's it. They was cheering for Kyren Lacy, but as soon as they said that he unalived somebody, everybody turned on him. I'm telling you, you had raccoons. Hold on, somebody send me something. I'm floating hard. Appreciate you, Lala. But look, I'm worked up right now, bro, because all day I've been pissed off at this shit. They allowed a young man to die, and they just move on with life after lying on his name. Not just lying on his name. This dude had to go and take a mug shot and pay $151,000 just to get a bond. That's crazy. That's crazy. So if I seem kind of worked up, bro, I am. I didn't do a video today because, like, I can't just move on from this and act like it didn't happen. I can't just make a video and go to the next subject. No, I know everybody else can do that type of stuff, but I'm not that type of content creator. I just can't do it. I've been covering this since January. Go back and look. Since January, I've been covering this story. And everything that came out recently, I've been saying it. I said everything that just came out. If you use your common sense, but nobody wanted to use their common sense. Everyone, you got a lot of racist people. They waiting on a black person to mess up. You got a lot of black people that hate black people. We call them raccoons. They waiting on black people to mess up. We call them raccoons because they hate their own skin. They hate their own skin. They was waiting for Kyren to be guilty. They was waiting on that shit. And now they coming back to social media. Oh, I apologize. Man, we're not accepting that shit. He's dead. What are you talking about? Shit crazy, man. Let's get into it. This happened 2 hours ago. If you can hear me, put an 8 in the chat. I want to make sure everybody hear me. Put an 8 in the chat if you can hear me. Brian Kelly speaking on it. What's poppin', Steve Austin? Okay, cool. This was 2 hours ago. LSU head coach Brian Kelly speaking on it.
Look, and it does. It kind of follows up on Koki's question. Is that, I thought that this is a process that takes time. I think I said back in, when this occurred that let's wait until all the information comes out, because for us to make these, universal statements early on, it doesn't serve anybody well. And so, I don't have any facts here. I'm following it just like you guys are.
You see, he said he don't have no facts. After the attorney just did that whole 45-minute interview that I posted on my channel, he's saying he don't have no facts. Bro, this happened last December. What do you mean you don't have any facts? What do you mean you don't have any facts? The dude laid the facts out for you in that 45-minute interview, his attorney. What do you mean you don't have any facts? But this goes to show you, bro, they don't give a damn about you. If you're not scoring them touchdowns, they don't give a damn about you. Shit crazy, man. What's poppin'?
Let's just be patient and make sure that all the information gets out. He's loved by us, was loved before, and is loved after. So, there's not really a need to talk to our team. They follow it. They love Kyren. He was a great teammate, and he's going to be missed.
Oh, that's all it was? Yeah, see, I didn't see the whole thing. But your boy said we don't know all the facts. How you don't know all the facts? We about to watch that whole interview. He said what he said. We're going to watch what he said just now. We're going to go back and watch the whole interview. His attorney brought out the whole facts. His attorney had notes. He had a map. He brought out all the facts. What do you mean you don't know the facts, bro? See, they better than me, bro. If this was my son, they better than me, bro. I saw what his dad did. His dad went, after Kyren died, his dad said something about mental health. I wouldn't be talking about that. I wouldn't be talking about that. I would mask up. This is my son. I can't say that online. But if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Two people framed this dude and nothing about it. You hear nothing about that cop getting arrested. You hear nothing about the chick who actually did the crime. She got pictures on TikTok. I posted in my community post. Look up her name on TikTok. Hold on, Steve Austin, love your content, fam. Keep it post. Appreciate you, Steve Austin. Thank you for that 5, man. Appreciate that. Hey, I want y'all to go look at her TikTok. Put her name in a search bar and look it up. Go back to January because the accident happened in December. But she went to the hospital and said she broke her leg or something, but she didn't mention how. But she was trying to get insurance money from that accident. That's what it was. She was trying to get insurance money from that accident the whole time. And she said nothing about the whole accident, bro. But you can tell if you go to her Facebook account. I posted her name in my community post. Go to her Facebook page. Everything is Jesus, God, Jesus, God. That guilt was eating her alive. That guilt was eating her alive every single day. And now the same thing that happened to Kyren, the whole internet. Hey, go on Facebook, bro. They on her head every day. Go on TikTok, bro. They on her head all day. She had to turn her comments off. That's how bad it is, bro. But it's crazy how right after this happened, the dad says something about mental health. No, who caused his mental health problems? Don't tell people to have mental health, check on your family. No, who caused Kyren Lacy's mental health problems? Who caused it? Shit crazy, man.
Follows up on Koki's question is that, look, and it does, it kind of follows up on Koki's question is that, you know, I thought that this is a process
Exactly.
that takes time. You know, I think I said back in, you know, when this occurred that let's wait until all the information comes out, because for us to make these, you know, universal statements early on, it doesn't serve anybody well. And so, you know, I don't have any facts here. I'm following it just like you guys are. Let's just be patient and make sure that all the information gets out. He's loved by us, was loved before,
Exactly.
and is loved after. So, you know, there's not really a need to talk to our team. They follow it. They love Kyren. He was a great teammate, and he's going to be missed.
Who running this station? WDSU. Why does this say 10 minutes and it's all black? Bro, these people don't be caring. Hold on. Let's find something else. Hold on, y'all. WAFB Kyren Lacy. Here we go. Okay. Same thing.
Thursday night football.
Same thing. Start demon, no remorse. NFL didn't do exactly. Man, look. The NFL so cold with it. Hold on. The NFL so cold with it. They didn't invite him to the combine, bro. They didn't invite him to the combine with no evidence. Hold on, let me show y'all. After I show y'all Brian Kelly one more time, let me show y'all the video I did back in January. And I predicted, and I said all this shit. Like, it was common sense. But people don't think in common sense, and a lot of people are racist, so their racism clouds their judgment. Even the raccoons, the black people who hate their own skin, their racism oversees everything. So they can't even think. If we don't have no video, what are they talking about? It's no video. Imagine happens. See, people don't know. People don't know. Anytime you gotta walk into court or to pay bond or turn yourself in, bruh, that's embarrassing, bro. The dude felt embarrassed, have to go there and take a mug shot for something he didn't do. Think about that. Something he didn't even do. and the whole world crucified him. Now the school he played football for, they don't give a damn. They just moving on. Oh, we don't have to talk to the team. We don't have to talk to them. We love them. They don't give a damn, bro. Shit crazy, man.
This probably dovetails into that, but last week some unsettling news regarding Kyren Lacy's situation there. Just him having been a part of this team. What are your thoughts on that, and will you use it to address the team regarding it now?
No, look, and it does. It kind of follows up on Koki's question. Is that I thought that this is a process that takes time.
Somebody said how he died in Texas. What her name is? Negroes official. They said that he was at his cousin's house. He shot the gun to the ground, and he left the house. So they said he died in a high-speed chase, and he popped himself in the head. That's what they say. But we have no video of that high-speed chase. We have no pictures of the gun. We have no pictures of his car. We have nothing. We have nothing. And then I just made a video about it. We have this happened in Harris County in Houston, Texas. Harris County is the most corrupt county in Houston. Harris County is the most corrupt police county in Houston. And we have no video footage of the high-speed chase. And then someone stole his chain. He had a big number 2 chain. They say number 2. And someone stole his chain. His mom says someone stole his chain, bro. They said the cops found a gun in his car. And on the news coverage, they said that the cops didn't shoot back. She said that twice. How is the police department going to investigate the police? Like, bruh. Shit crazy. I bet if it was an officer involved, shoot. Exactly, Trey. Exactly.
Right, dovetails into that, but last week some unsettling news regarding Kyren Lacy's situation there. Just
It maybe
him having been
was.
part of this team. What are your thoughts on that, and will you use it to address the team regarding it now?
No, look, and it does. It kind of follows up on Koki's question. Is that I thought that this is a process that takes time. I think I said back in when this occurred that let's wait until all the information comes out, because for us to make these universal statements early on, it doesn't serve anybody well. And so I don't have any facts here. I'm following it just like you guys are. Let's just be patient and make sure that all the information gets out. He's loved by us, was loved before, and is loved after. So, there's not really a need to talk to our team. They follow it.
You see?
They love Kyren. He was a great teammate, and he's going to be missed.
Your boy says no need to talk to the team. Dude said we don't have no.
Got a bit of sad news.
Dude said we don't have no facts. Let's be patient and wait till all the news come out. After his attorney just sat up there for 45 minutes and put out all the facts. He need to be slapped, bro. Somebody to walk into that football stadium and slap him in the face. I'm serious. How you don't have all the facts? What are you talking about? But first of all, before we go to the facts, let's watch the video I made back in January, before anything came out. Way in January, I made this video. Check this out. I can just type it in. Hold on, y'all. I could just type it in. True fruit. Dude tripping, bro. Like, man. Okay. Here we go. Here we go, right here.
Real. And at the end of this video, we will and condolences to his family.
Now this
And
was
look, I want
now look, this was back in January when 8 months ago, when everybody was saying Kyren should go to prison. Kyren, he should die. Bruh, this was back in January when everybody saying that he was guilty, bruh. Watch this shit.
to say rest in peace to Mr. Herman Hall and condolences to his family. In this video, I don't want to sound insensitive. I don't want to sound like I don't care about what happened to this man, because I know his family is hurting. And at the end of the day, we all human. And what they going through, I don't wish that on anybody. But on this channel, I have to keep it real. And when it comes to my state, when it comes to Louisiana, I have to keep it real. At the end of this video, we will have a plot twist, because we got some questions to ask the people. And look, shout out to the city of Thibodaux, Louisiana. In high school, I used to have a girlfriend. She went to Terrebonne High School.
I say yeah, so fucking
like
much.
I say, I have to show y'all the hypocrisy, and I have to show y'all the fake outrage. And this article is from WAFB Channel 9 News, published January 10th, 2025 at 1:07 p.m. Louisiana State Police have issued an arrest warrant for former LSU football standout Kyren Lacy. Lacy is wanted on charges of negligent homicide and felony hit and run following a December 17, 2024 traffic crash that unalived a former Marine and injured two others. Louisiana State Police said. Louisiana State Police say
What's
they are
poppin'?
in communication with Lacy and his legal representation to turn himself in. So I'm doing this video on a Sunday. Now, in my opinion, I think he's going to turn himself in Monday, or he's going to do it on Tuesday morning or Tuesday night. And when it comes to Kyren Lacy, I'm going to give him the same grace. I'm not going to judge him, because you still have to prove this in court. You still have to prove that he was the cause of this. After allegedly causing the crash, investigators allege Lacy sped from the scene and did not report his involvement to police. Lacy, 24, a native of Thibodaux, Louisiana, is also wanted on a charge of reckless operation of a vehicle, documents show. So one thing I'm going to say that's on Lacy's side is that this happened in Thibodaux, where he's from, and he's an LSU player. When you're an LSU player, sometimes, I ain't going to say all LSU, but it all depends. It took them weeks to file the warrant. And when the girl, when Mr. Hall's family came to ask them, y'all issue a warrant, they told them that this was a high-profile person, and it takes time. So that told me something.
So the reason why it took time, because he was framing Kyren Lacy. That's why everything took time. He didn't write a police report. He didn't do nothing. The girl that did it, he didn't even mention her. It took time because he was framing Kyren Lacy the whole time. He was framing him.
They say, I got an uncle, and they're going right now, doing life. Police allege Lacy was driving a 2023 Dodge Charger south on LA Highway 20 and recklessly passed multiple vehicles at a high rate of speed by crossing the center line and entering the northbound lane while in a designated no passing zone. And look, when I first saw all these videos, because I barely watch other YouTube channels, unless it's the news, I don't really watch other YouTubers talk about stuff like this. But the way it looked like, everybody was saying that he hit the person. So they saying that he actually caused the accident because he passed someone and someone had to dodge him. And by dodging him, they hit, Mr. Hall, and they unalived him. So they're going to have to prove this in court, because this could have been anyone. Just because he was going over in lanes, that don't mean it was him. They're going to have to prove this in court. A passenger in the Kia Sorrento Herman Hall of...
Exactly. I said this way back in January. You have to prove this in court. If you don't have no video, you never showed us a video. Anytime in the Caucasian world, whatever, anytime in this country, when they blame a black person for something and you don't see no video, 9 times out of 10, that black person is innocent. We can go to Carmelo Anthony in Texas. I made multiple videos about this. And when he goes to trial and stuff like that, you will see. You will see when they play the video, they tried to unalive him too. They tried to unalive him too. Because you got to understand something. In this country, when you don't see a video and they blame something on a black person, it's a lie. You think if Carmelo Anthony in Texas, you think if he was in the wrong, they would have a video. They would have been showed us. They would have been showed us the video. Why you think they didn't show us not one video? Why you think they didn't show us not one picture? This happened at a high school. You telling me with all those cell phones, nobody got a picture? Nobody? You know why? Because Carmelo Anthony was defending himself. You know why they had to rush and put his parents on the camera? The same day that twin died, they put his whole family on the news to explain their story. Like the same day, who hops on the news station the same day that kid gets murdered? That told me, see, all you gotta do in this country is use your common sense. They want you dumb. You have to step back and use your common sense. If you don't see a video of Carmelo Anthony that happened in Texas, if you didn't see a video, it's because he was in the right. If he was in the wrong, the video would be floating everywhere. The reason why you didn't see a video of Kyren Lacy when this happened is because they lied on him. They tried to frame him. And in 2025, you still have people that's falling for this bullshit. This is why I make my videos, bruh. Because leave it to them, leave it to the raccoons, leave it to the racist people. They'll be online talking shit about every black person. Every black person, bro. We all knew, well, not all of us, but a lot of us black people for real, we knew that Kyren Lacy was innocent. But the whole world crucified him, bro. Even the thing that got me was the raccoons, bro. The black people that hate their own skin, them the ones, bro. Because they was going hard. Lock them up, lock them up. Shit crazy. This was back in January, bro. I said they would have to prove this in court. I never disrespected this Marine who died. I never said anything bad about him because I knew Kyren didn't do it. Shit crazy, man. Let me read your comments. What's poppin', Josephine? What's poppin'? DeMarcus, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Kiara, guy controlling narrative. Exactly. Kiara for Bitcoin. That's true. They gotta control the narrative. That's all they do. 10 months later, we just seen the video 10 months later. This rockstar got me heated about this shit. Man, TN, I'm messed up about this shit, bro. That's why I didn't do a video today, because I couldn't just move on. But this me back in January, and to the people who just hopped in, after this video, we'll go back to Brian Kelly, and because he said he don't know the facts. And after that, we're going to show him the facts right here. Look. We're going to show him the facts by the attorney. Talking about he don't know the facts. The facts right here, dude. What are you talking about?
Thibodeau later passed away at 78. He was
Facts.
a former Marine. And look, like I say, shout out to all the Marines. I have some family members that went to the Army, some family members in the National Guard and stuff like that. So, like I say, I don't want to sound insensitive, but when it comes to Kyren Lacy, he deserved grace also. See, on the internet, a lot of people make money from bashing black people. Caucasian person can unalive somebody. You won't see no videos about it. People love to capitalize off black people problems, off black people mistakes. And a lot of times, it can be your own people. So this is the reason why I said Kyren Lacy deserves a second chance at life, and he deserves grace. Check this out. So if a lot of you know, about a month ago, I did a video about this story.
See, look, before I show y'all this, a lot of people don't even know this story because she wasn't someone famous, but she was in school to be a lawyer in Baton Rouge. A lot of you never saw this video, but this also happened in Louisiana. I want y'all to listen to this shit, bro, because it's a lot of fake outrage, and I called it way back in January. It's a lot of fake outrage that people have. But when Caucasian people get off with murder, it's silence. When they murder black people, it's silence. Matter of fact, sometimes they will even give that person money. They will give that person millions of dollars after they just murdered an innocent black person. It's fake outrage. So that's why I chose my side. My side is always my people, no matter what. No matter what. These raccoons don't want you to talk about this because guess what? They have nothing to talk about. Nothing else to talk about but black people. That's it. That's all their content. They have nothing to talk about because the people see right through them. Sometimes they have to wear shades. They have to wear shades to hide their eyes. You know why? Because the eyes tell everything. The eyes is the what? The window to the soul. They know that. So they have to wear shades every video. They have to wear the MAGA hat every video. But when they go outside, guess what? They not wearing that MAGA hat. Matter of fact, once the views go down, that MAGA hat go down. Once the views go down, they take the MAGA hat off. But the raccoons, notice it's always something about raccoons, black people that hate their own skin. It's always something. They hate black people, but they talk about it all day. That's the only thing they can talk about. They not creative enough to come up with their own stuff. They not. And the people see right through it. The people see right through that shit. And it's happening more and more. So I'm so happy. Like, bro, I'm really happy now that the raccoons are being called out. I'm really happy now that people see through raccoons. And they no longer supporting that shit. They see right through the fakery. They see right through your fake shades. They see through that shit. And I love that shit. But let's get to it because a lot of people didn't hear this story. This happened in Louisiana. Check this out, bro. Because I know y'all ain't see this video to my new subscribers. But check this out.
November 13th, 2024. The video was on Jacob Nash. He unalived a woman named Bree Collins. She was 32 years old. Baton Rouge, Louisiana native, unalived Bree Collins. And let's read this. December the 12th, in an emotional courtroom scene Wednesday, Sharonda Plain, the grieving mother of Bree Collins, faced the man responsible for her daughter's death in a fatal hit-and-run incident. Jacob Nash, 22, pleaded guilty to charges of hit and run resulting in death, but avoided jail time when Judge Gail Horn-Ray sentenced him to 3 years of probation. Now, you had a young Caucasian male unalived a black woman. She was in law school. She was going to be a lawyer. So he unalived her. He pleaded guilty. How do you plead guilty and you get no years in prison? They give you 3 years of probation. So that's why I say Kyren Lacy deserves grace. He deserves a second chance. And this happened in Louisiana. Probably a few miles from Baton Rouge. It was like, what, 69, 70 miles from, Thibodeau was like 70 miles from Baton Rouge. But still, it's in Louisiana. He deserves the same grace from the people and from the justice system. Because this dude, Jacob Nash, he hit her while she was walking. And he sped up while he hit her. And multiple people said they looked and they watched her body fly in the air from this street, the street he hit her on, to like 4 blocks away. Her mom said, I think it was a slap in the face that he walked away with probation. Plain said in an emotional interview following the sentence. Just like he feels his life matters, Bree's life mattered also.
3 years probation.
He should have got some time, not just probation, that he should have been taken away from his family like she has been taken away from hers. We can't see her, but this family is able to see him. I don't think the judgment was fair to me and my family. Now, the dude, Jacob, the Caucasian young man, all he has to do is pay $5,000 restitution fees. That's it. And when I looked around, I'm like, damn, besides the news, I was the only one that made a video about this, that spoke on this. Nobody spoke on this. So now, all of a sudden, everyone has fake outrage because it's Kyren Lacy. He plays for LSU. Cool. This young woman, this 32-year-old young woman was going to law school. She was going to be a lawyer. She was going to be the first lawyer in her family. Her mother said they unalived my lawyer, the family's lawyer. You know how important that is to a family? So the same way Kyren Lacy.
Hey, and Renee, his bond, I want y'all to guess how much his bond was. Take a wild guess. Put it in the comment section. I want you to guess how much. Now, Kyren Lacy, think about this before y'all put it. Kyren Lacy had to pay $151,000 for a bond, something he didn't do. But he ran over a young woman and he kept going. He turned himself in 4 days later because he was drunk. He turned himself in 4 days later. Let's see, 500? Nope. Nope. What's poppin', Tip? Nope. $300. His bond was $300. His bond was $300. Go look it up. His name is Jacob Naz, K-N-A-Z. His bond was $300. This happened like in 2024, I think 2024 or 2023, one of them. I think it's 2024. But his bond, yeah, 2024. His bond was $300. Yes, I'm serious, bro. His bond was $300. Turned himself in 4 days later because he was speeding and he was drinking. He was speeding and he was drinking. They only gave him, listen, they only gave him 3 years of probation. And her mother, Brianna's mother, passed out in the courtroom. When she heard 3 years probation, her mom passed out in the courtroom, bro. And nobody talked about it. But this is normal in Louisiana. It's normal, but no one talks about it. I'm like the first channel that, I ain't gonna lie, and I don't try to brag because there's nothing to brag about, but I'm like the first channel who really speaks on this shit that's happening in Louisiana. Because I told y'all, in Louisiana, outside of football, outside of Mardi Gras, outside of Bourbon Street, outside of the food, no one gives a damn about what really goes on. No one cares. Dude got $300 bond after unaliving a black woman. $300, 3 years of probation. It was no outrage then, none. But when Kyren Lacy, no video, no nothing, no witnesses, said that he actually did this, everybody crucified that man. And I live around his parish. I'm telling you.
This was going to be the first NFL player in his family. She was going to be the first lawyer in her family. That's still important. And this sentence only happened last month. Was it no outrage? So keep the same
2024.
That's why I say keep the same energy. We don't need the fake outrage from people. All he is like, no, he deserves a second chance. He deserves grace, just like Jacob Naz. And like I say, on this channel, we hold Caucasian people accountable. I might say a lot of YouTube channels.
Appreciate you, MG. Thank you for that.
They love to downgrade our FBA people. They love to hate on our people and make content about us and make money off of us. But you'll never see a lot of people holding Caucasian people accountable. On this channel, we hold them accountable. Let nothing slide. You can't get away with this. You thought we forgot? This just happened last month. But this is the part that really broke my heart. Check this out. Her mom said he hit her and he fled the scene. He did nothing at all to help. You turned yourself in 4 days later.
Thank you, Josephine.
He tried calling for assistance for her, she said. I really don't know all the stipulations. I passed out. I went out and my family walked out. We heard probation and nobody was satisfied. See, nobody cared when last month this mother heard that this dude that unalived her daughter was only getting 3 years of probation. Nobody cared when she passed out in court when she heard that. Nobody cared. I saw nothing on the internet where people was in outrage. I was the only one that spoke on this. I was the only one on the internet like, damn, this is messed up. Nobody else see this? I even did a live on it. So when it comes to me, save the fake outrage. We don't need it. And in my opinion, Kyren Lacy was smart. He kept going. And he go turn himself in, like I say, probably Monday or Tuesday.
I called that.
He got his lawyer. And he go do it the right way. And look, that's the American way. That's the same thing that Caucasian dude did. And they found out that he was drinking and driving, and he sped up when he saw her. He waited 4 days, turned himself in. It took them like 11 months to take this to trial, you know, and he only got 3 years probation. So you think I feel some way about this? No, I hope Kyren Lacy gets off. I hope he gets his second chance in life, and I hope this really it's going to be a learning lesson for him, because you still got to prove that he was the reason why this accident happened. You still got to prove that in court. And like I say, rest in peace to Mr. Hall. I don't wish death on anyone. I don't wish that to nobody's family. But when it comes to Kyren Lacy, he deserves a second chance in life, just like Jacob Nash when he unalived Bree Collins, because she was going to be a lawyer. That shit still hurts me. Every time I see that video pop up on my page, every time I see the pictures, it still hurts me. You think her mother got over this? You think her family got over this? Nobody cared, though. I bet you nobody going to check on her.
Now this, and I appreciate everybody for coming to the live. Appreciate everybody. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Now I'm gonna show y'all the video from I did back in April when he died. Now, mind you, his lawyer was still saying that he was innocent, but they didn't give a damn, bro. They didn't give a damn. Now I'm gonna show y'all the video I made back in April. Young black lawyer. That was sad. Man, it's crazy. Exactly. What's poppin', Delta Roots? Appreciate you, Kia. Appreciate you. But let's go back to the video I made back in April when he passed away.
Was the life of the
Stopping. I will not stop until go from here, man. I'm not.
And look, I appreciate everybody that came to the live today. I wasn't going live today because I had this on my mind all day, man. It was kind of like messing with me. But I say, you know what, man? Let me come on live and let's discuss this. So I appreciate everybody in the live. I really, really rock with y'all, man. I really do. He himself said he didn't kill it. Exactly. Just tuning in. What did the coach say? Okay, let's go back to Coach Kelly. One second. People that just came in. Let's go back to Coach Kelly. Hold on 1 second. Let me open up another tab.
This probably dovetails into that, but last week some unset.
Appreciate you, Delta Roos. You always supporting the channel, man. I appreciate you. Been rocking with me for a long time. I appreciate you. No problem, Rochelle. I got you. So this was today, about 3 hours ago.
This probably dovetails into that, but last week some unsettling news regarding Kyren Lacy's situation there. Just him having been a part of this team. What are your thoughts on that, and will you use it to address the team regarding it now?
No, look, and it does. It kind of follows up on Koki's question. Is that I thought that this is a process that takes time. I think I said back in when this occurred that let's wait until all the information comes out, because for us to make these universal statements early on, it just doesn't serve anybody well. And so I don't have any facts here. I'm following it just like you guys are. Let's just be patient and make sure that all the information gets out. He's loved by us, was loved before, and is loved after. So, there's not really a need to talk to our team. They follow it.
Basically what he's saying is, we don't give a damn. Move on. That's basically what he's saying. That's old news. We don't give a damn. Move on. We focus on football. That's what he's saying. Listen, one more time. We're going to play this one more time. Then we're going to go back to April when I predicted all this shit. And then we're going to show him the facts, because he said, matter of fact, we're going to skip the video from April. We're going to skip that. We already know what I said. We're going to show him the facts, because he said he don't know the facts. But we saw the facts. Like, what is he talking about, bro? That's why I say these people be having the right family members, bro. If this was my brother, this is my cousin, this was my relative or whatever, Brian Keller, we got to talk. We have to talk. And I'm not talking to you. I don't want to make no threats, because you know how they get. They'll say, oh, dude in New York, he making threats. You know how they get. But if you know, you know. Listen, bro. Basically, he's saying we don't give a damn.
Probably dovetails into that, but last week some unsettling news regarding Kyren Lacy. this probably dovetails into that, but last week some unsettling news regarding Kyren Lacy's situation.
Exactly.
Him having been a part of this team. What were your thoughts on that, and will you use it to address the team regarding it now?
No, look, and it does. It kind of follows up on Koki's question. Is that I thought that this is a process that takes time. I think I said back in when this occurred that let's wait until all the information comes out, because for us to make these universal statements early on, it doesn't serve anybody well. And so I don't have any facts here. I'm following it just like you guys are. Let's just be patient and make sure.
Your boy said he don't have no facts. So right after this video, we're gonna show you facts.
That all the information gets out. He's loved by us, was loved before, and is loved after. So, there's not really a need to talk to our team. They follow it now. No.
But you know why? See, in America, you already know how it go. You work for these jobs. They never go have your back. In trucking, look, when I first got my CDL, the first thing they tell you is cover your own ass. That's it. Because these companies, these schools, these businesses, they go cover their own ass. You play for them, they celebrate you, they don't give a damn. It's business over you, especially your black ass. It's gonna be business over you all the time. Now, if this was someone white, maybe, well, they'll help them out. But for your black ass, hell no. It's business, it's LSU over you. Because you gotta remember, at one time, black players could even play for LSU. This was like, what, in the 50s? At one time, a black player could even play for LSU. They still have that same feeling. Long as you winning, long as you scoring touchdowns, they gonna celebrate you. But get in trouble. Who else? What his name was? Tyrann Mathieu. They threw him to the wolves because he was smoking weed. And now look all over. Weed everywhere. Everybody smoke. People smoke weed like it's cigarettes. But they kicked him off the team. And guess what? He still went on to have a great NFL career. He won a Super Bowl and everything. Just retired. LSU don't give a damn about you, bro. They will throw you to the wolves once you get in trouble. Now, one thing I can say about Nick Saban. Nick Saban actually like players or people who get in trouble. Like, let's say you a coach and you get in trouble. Nick Saban would hire you to get your name back up, to build your resume back. He did to all these coaches. Any coach that got fired from drinking alcohol or doing anything, he hired them and got them back up and made them a head coach. That's one thing I can say about Nick Saban. That's one thing I can say that he will do. But at LSU, you get in trouble, they throwing you to the wolves. They throwing you to the wolves. Kyren Lacy was by himself, bro. He didn't do nothing. It was no video footage. We had no video footage. This happened last December. We just got the video footage Friday. Almost a year ago. Think about that. I want y'all to think about that. In 2025, we just got the video footage. Black people do not go, bruh. Nick turned on Deion, so no, I think they cool now. Young and Ruthless. I think him and Deion did like something together, like an interview. They did something together and said that they cool or whatever. But I remember that. They just wanted him gone. He wasn't a good. Yeah, bruh. Video footage after close to a year. This happened last December. We just got the video footage. We're going to break the video down, bro, because I want to break this video down. I can't just move on and not break it down. So after this, your boy Brian Kelly said that he don't have none of the facts. So we're about to show him all the facts since he don't have the facts. Looking like the Michelin Man. Makes you wonder what they trying to cover. Exactly. Hold on. Looking like the Michelin Man, bro. But this is what I said. Who wanted Kyren Lacy dead? How we know people wasn't trying to unalive him? And that's why he was stressed out. Because he was going to, his trial was starting. He died on a Sunday. His trial was starting on the Monday. And if they would have went to trial, the whole corruption would have been exposed. So who wanted him dead? Who wanted him silenced? That's the real question. Why we never saw the gun in his car? Why we never saw his car that was wrecked? Why we never saw a video footage, body cam footage of the actual police chase in Houston? Why we never saw that? They just told us. I told y'all, bro, do not believe the media. Bro, he was finna, exactly. And he knew this. He knew he was going to walk free. So why would he end himself? Why would he do that? Or who wanted him dead? Because they messed up the whole investigation. They messed up the whole thing. And Texas ain't that far from Baton Rouge. So we don't know what connections these cops have with each other, bro. In Harris County, where he died at, is the most corrupt county in Houston. I think it's the most corrupt county in Texas, period. You gotta think about Houston. You gotta think about Texas, period, bro. All those bodies that's being found in the bayous, and they say they know nothing. It's no serial killer. But you got 4 bodies in the same in bayous in one weekend. I get what you're putting down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta think about it, bro. Yeah, it's very you are you are a New Yorker now. I see that. Yeah, I love New York, man. Like Kobe, pharmaceutical trial. Exactly. See, I've been saying through them, bro. When Kobe died, the minute he died, the first article that came out, Kobe Bryant killed. And then they deleted it and said something else. They worded it differently. But the first thing they said was Kobe Bryant got killed. That's what they said. But they deleted that. They changed up the wording. They say like something he died or something. But the first thing they said was killed. If you remember, I think it was January 26th. I still remember the day. They said he got killed. They didn't say he died. They said killed. How long do you think they had that video footage? Man, they had that video footage from the jump, bruh. But it was a money grab. You got to think about what he got arrested at, where he turned himself in at. Those people, I ain't gonna say they poor, but they going through it. So if his bond was $151K, and I think he had to pay that. I don't think he paid like, they say you could pay like 10% of it. No, I think he had to pay that. It was a money grab, bro. It was a money grab, bro. But it went too far.
Look, and it does, it kind of follows up on Koki's question, is that, I thought that this is a process that takes time.
Facts.
I think I said back in, when this occurred.
Hold on. I'm going to play it again. Somebody said, I wish his family would have advocated. They really did on Facebook, but you got to realize something. In Louisiana, I ain't going to say people are too forgiving, but when you live in Louisiana, it's hard to look outside of the box. And sometimes we can say what we'll do if it was us, but it's different when it's your family member. So a lot of times if that happened to your son or something, you will be grieving so much that you don't feel like fighting back. So it's easy for us to say what we'll do if this was our, but when it's your relative or something like that, it hits you different. It hits you different. So now the family is on Facebook, like they saying, I'm glad the world sees the truth now. So now they ready to fight back. But at the time, I knew that he didn't do this. Every time I do a video, I always tell y'all, if you never see the video of the black person committing that crime, it's a lie. Carmelo Anthony is innocent. And you go see, when he go to trial, he's going to be innocent. Because they never showed a video. That means he was defending himself. That's all that means. If he was guilty, it would be a video. And like I say, they tried to unalive him. They doxed his address. They had to move because they was trying to unalive him. I saw the whole play from the jump, bro. So that's why I say, did Kyren Lacy really end himself, or was he pushed to do that? You gotta think about this shit, bro.
This probably dovetails into that.
Kyren finna get a
Last
bag
week's
from the state.
unsettling news
Exactly.
regarding Kyren Lacy's situation there, just him having been a part of this team. What are your thoughts on that, and will you use it to address the team regarding it now?
No, look, and it does. It kind of follows up on Koki's question. Is that I thought that this is a process that takes time.
Right. Right, Corey.
I said back in when this occurred, that let's wait until all the information comes out, because for us to make these universal statements early on, it doesn't serve anybody well. And so I don't have any facts here. I'm following it just like you guys are. Let's just be patient and make sure that all the information gets out. He's loved by us, was loved before, and is loved after. So, there's not really a need to talk to our team. They follow it. They love Kyren. He was a great teammate, and he's going to be missed.
Now, your boy said we have no facts. He said we have no facts or nothing. Let's go to the facts. 1 second. Hold on. First, if y'all want to see the video I made back in April, put an 8 in the chat. If you want to go to the facts, put a 10 in the chat. We're going to see. We're going to see what y'all want to see. Do y'all want to see the video I made in April, or do y'all want to see the facts that Brian Kelly said? Put a 10 in the chat if you want to see the facts. Somebody said 8 and 10. Okay, you want to see the facts. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go to the facts. Somebody said 8 and 10.
Nobody ever disputed that, but it's now undisputed.
So Brian Kelly said he didn't see the facts. We about to show his Michelin man looking ass the facts.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Martin Falls, and if you recall, months ago, I had attorney Matt Orey on our program to talk about Kyren Lacy's involvement or non-involvement in a wreck that took place, which took the life of a very popular man, Mr. Hall, and it was well documented, it went national. It was talked about, it was written about, it was
What's poppin', honey?
about. It was all over the nation. So I did tell Mr. Orey back then, and I also tell everyone involved in it, whether you're an attorney or whether you're part of the investigation, you're always welcome to tell your story
What's poppin', Spire?
on HTV. So I told Mr. Orey, if you have anything to add to the story at any point, please give me a holler and we'll get you on. So joining me now is Matt Orey, attorney, and good to see you, Matt. Thank you for coming.
Good to see you, Martin. Thank you for having me.
Did you compile anything new?
I've got everything. I've got every piece of evidence I have viewed. I've examined every piece of evidence, which includes all surveillance, all body cam footage, and most importantly, the investigative report that was generated and manufactured by the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office, according to the data that they obtained.
In that report, which is independent of you, when I was going through it and looking at some of these things in it, I think you'll probably go over where they were, because I see you brought a board where you're going to depict where all of
Now, Brian Kelly said he didn't see the facts. Look at the facts. Your dude brought a whole board. What is he talking about? What is he talking about?
them were during the incident.
What's
And
poppin', Jesse?
You have all that information to sort of explain where everyone was at, how fast they were going, what they were doing, all of that.
I do. I've got it all here.
Okay. Is most of this reports, or do you have actual video?
Got the entirety of the district attorney's findings, their findings after their own investigation. That's what we're here today to present. We're going to compare and contrast those findings with the findings of the state police. Because
Raccoon,
there's a ton of confusion.
Star Child, Raccoon.
People seem to believe that somehow he hit someone in this accident, or possibly even shot through two cars, and there was
Let's pop an
explosion
intertone.
behind
Let's
him. I've
pop
heard
it.
every version possible. But we can show you the version right now.
Okay. Sort of describe the video for our audience, what you've seen in the video.
Yeah, so what you'll see is in the top left of the screen, you're going to see multiple cars just making their way south to Thibodeau, coming from Vacherie. At some point in time, you're going to see the collision, which we're going to know is vehicle number 2 from oncoming traffic colliding with the vehicle of Mr. Hall. You will see another vehicle come to a stop, and then you'll see Kyren Lacy come to a stop.
So as we've seen the video, it looks like the impact happens, and then Kyren Lacy is behind him. How far away was he from there?
Well, yeah, that's the beauty of the investigative report that I now have my hands on. We know from data that Kyren Lacy did in fact pass 4 cars. There's no disputing that. Further north, Kyren Lacy passed 4 cars. However, he was back in his lane of travel 92.3 yards. Back in his lane, behind Mr. Hall. At the time of impact, he's 72.6 yards behind the vehicles at the time of impact. Keyword,
Wow.
behind the vehicles.
Wow.
That is not how this story was ever painted. Never.
Any part of the district attorney's investigation that talked about Mr. Lacy getting back, I guess we call it, what do you call it, correcting or getting in your proper lane?
Sure, he was back in his proper lane according to their data. This isn't my expert. This is the investigation of the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office. So I'm here simply comparing and contrasting the District Attorney's Office with state police in this matter, their investigations. And in that investigation, it shows that he was back in his correct lane of travel, 92.3 yards. Before this incident occurred, he was back in his lane.
What does the legal law state about where you should be behind, or I want to say, I thought it was 100 feet. Is that correct?
It is correct. Take out the fact here that it's a no passing zone. If it weren't at this time, it's 100 feet. What we know now is he was 3 times legally what he needed to be back in his lane of traffic.
Where was everybody involved in this? And I see you brought something that you could visibly show everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like I stated, if we're looking at this, and of course this isn't to scale, and I can't draw, but what you see here is vehicle 3. That is Mr. Hall's vehicle. This is another vehicle between Mr. Lacy and Mr. Hall.
Okay.
This is the gold truck that's referenced in the report. This is heading north. So this is the lead vehicle heading north. And the vehicle that actually collided with Mr. Hall's vehicle, that would be vehicle 2. All right? So through the course of this now, we start investigating and dissecting everything we possibly can. When we do that, we start with vehicle 2, right? So what do I know now about vehicle 2?
Brian Kelly today just said, the head coach of LSU, just said we don't have evidence. We don't have any facts. What the hell is this? What the hell? This is his attorney. What you mean you don't have facts? The videos came out. The studies came out that they did. What you mean you don't have facts? So if you're an LSU fan, bro, you gotta look at your people sideways, bro. You know, I know we love college football, but if you're an LSU fan, you gotta look at your folks. Let me turn this light on. Hold on.
Vehicle 2 was tailgating, all right? According to the data, again, of the district attorney's office, not me, according to their data, tailgating at 49.6 miles an hour, 0.5 seconds behind the gold truck, 1.5 seconds before the crash. So again, if that didn't make sense, she is following 0.5 seconds behind this vehicle. 0.5 seconds behind that vehicle, 1.5 seconds before the crash, at over 49 miles an hour. 0.5. That's what happens when you tailgate. Now, interestingly enough, this vehicle was actually, when this woman was in the ambulance, they issued her a ticket. All right? You know for what? Take a wild guess. Following too close. They even told her it's in your personal belongings. Fast forward. Another trooper comes and is looking for that particular ticket. And that ticket, they told her.
And look, I had to show y'all this right here because it came out Friday. I know I posted on my videos, but a lot of people can't sit and watch a full. But this is the full evidence. 45 minutes. And we're going to watch the whole thing and break it down.
Something may happen to the ticket, don't worry about it. Sure enough, something happened to that ticket down the road, right? The ticket now needs to fit a better narrative. And that ticket now says, crossing left of center. Why? Why? The black box is telling me. The data from the district attorney's office tells me you're traveling 0.5 seconds at 49.6 miles an hour. 1.5 seconds before the accident. That's not tailgating? Now, what we're looking at, this isn't speculation. Through this, we hear there's story after story. Actually, Vehicle 2's story got bigger and bigger and bigger until we now have their data, right? So when we get our hands on it, I'm looking at the data from that particular vehicle. That data in that vehicle shows me 5 seconds previous to this crash. 5. I'm looking at it. You're going to show it. 5 seconds previous to this crash, she maintained a speed of 49.6 miles an hour. Never activating the EBS system until 0.5 seconds before the crash. Why is that important? Because if your story, which we'll get into, keeps getting bigger and bigger, and you had all this time to see the gold truck, in her words, stomp on their brakes, slam on their brakes, come to a stop, veer off the road. I see another vehicle approaching. I see the Charger approaching. Well, my question to you now becomes, how did you see that vehicle approaching? Or him stop? Or him slam on his brakes, yet your data says you never touched your brake prior to 0.5 seconds before that crash. I'm looking right now, so are you, at the last 5 seconds according to her. Her car's black box, not mine, not my expert. That's her car. So if you're going to tell me a 5 to 10 second elaborate story,
what's poppin', Stephanie?
It needs to make sense. And when you have the data, not only doesn't it add up, it's not possible.
What's poppin'?
Notice on there, Martin, it says 75 degrees, right? You turn 75 degrees to the left all of a sudden. That's what happens when you tailgate. Now, interestingly enough, this vehicle was actually, when this woman was in the ambulance, they issued her a ticket, all right? You know for what? Take a wild guess. Following too close. Data from the district attorney's office tells me you're traveling 0.5 seconds at 49.6 miles an hour. 1.5 seconds before the accident.
Without camera.
That's not tailgating? That's not following too close? Of course it is. Ticket was taken away.
I'm looking at the data.
You heard what he said? The ticket was, they gave the woman Brianna, if you saw my community post, go on my community post, on my videos, I posted her name. They gave her a ticket, but they took the ticket away because they was trying to frame Kyren Lacy. That shit crazy. Shit crazy.
I'm learning some new things here. So the 75, the steering input at 75 to the left.
That's correct.
Any indicate that, I would guess 75 on a scale of 100, that's a pretty hard turn to the left.
It's a very hard turn to the left. The gold truck, the lead vehicle in oncoming traffic, who, by the way, is probably one of the two most important witnesses in this entire case. We know now that 2.99 seconds prior to him pulling off the road, he was traveling 28 miles an hour.
28 miles an hour. Now,
You're going to hear his statement in a little while, and it's going to all make sense. But let's be very clear right now for the intent and purposes of what we're doing. There are two vehicles that we're talking about right now that are traveling north. The second vehicle in oncoming traffic, which is vehicle 2,
their data says
she is tailgating. She is 0.5 seconds at 49.6 miles an hour.
1.5 seconds before the crash.
And you saw her data, 50.3 to 49.6.
Yeah, so she stayed at 49.6 until 0.5 seconds, and then,
There's a variation
75.
of less than a mile per hour.
yeah.
It's 0.7,
I believe.
Right. Did she give any police report or anything?
Oh, absolutely. So,
Let's talk about that a little.
yeah, we will. This particular individual, and for purposes of this report, I'd like you, Morton, this is page 9, if you can follow along to make sure
To
I'm
a
not
T.
misquoting a single thing.
All right.
All right, I'm looking.
So look, and I appreciate everybody in the live, man. I know this not all entertaining, but we need to see this shit because even with the proof, these people act like they didn't see this shit. These people act like they didn't just kill a man. They the reason why this dude is dead. And they acting like they don't see this. Brian Kelly acting like he didn't see this. He said, we don't know the facts. What you mean you don't know the facts? This dude is breaking it down. This is like the white Johnny Cochran. This is like the white Johnny Cochran breaking this shit down to the T. Talking about he didn't see the facts. Bro, you got Caucasian Johnny Cochran breaking this shit down. Shit crazy.
Looking at the investigative report of the district attorney's office. And then here you can see this is their investigator looking at vehicle 2 statements, and now he's analyzing.
Facts.
He says, upon reviewing the body cam video of the trooper from the scene, the following statement was made by, we'll call her vehicle 2, right?
I just know the truck was stomping on brakes.
The other was trying to pass the other car. I was trying to dodge by not hitting him, by coming around.
When the trooper asks how fast she was going, she
Replied the speed limit.
He next says, I reviewed the recorded interview.
Interview and the written statement from vehicle 2 while she was in the hospital on January 3rd, 2025. Below is a synopsis of that interview.
In the very first, it says, all I can see is that a car is coming
This way and the car in front of me.
right before the crash. I'm looking at the pickup truck in front of me.
That's all they see for the moment. I'm eating
My Funyuns.
I got in the middle of my lap and I'm driving. I'm listening to my music. All of a
Sudden, I see
see the car get in the other person's lane.
the truck, in quotes, steps on his brakes.
Brakes. First, so it slows down. But then he does it again, and this time it's really hard. That's when you can see on the other side the car is trying to get back over. But before he can get over, the truck stops in the middle, like on the brakes, hard. There's another car that runs damn near into the pole. It's either I run into him or I try to get out the way, so I'm trying to get to the dollar store parking lot. Then the other car just comes and slams into me.
The trooper asks vehicle 2, whenever you're looking
Forward, or the cars in front of you, they swerve off to the right before you make your left, or you're looking at a green Charger coming at you. Or, in end of quotes,
vehicle 2 responded with,
the green Charger came, and then the car behind me, behind them, the truck, the van, whatever. The trooper
does not ask any
any further follow-up questions to get a better understanding of what she was saying for this answer. Now remember, I'm reading what the investigator's saying.
When vehicle 2 states the truck stops in the middle of the road like on the brakes hard, this statement indicates that the gold truck stopped in the middle of the lane and not, in quotes,
Swerving off,
to the right. This would also show that
vehicle 2 would have steered to the left to avoid contact with the gold truck and not Kyren Lacy.
during this interview with the trooper,
Vehicle 2 made several statements that do not match the submitted report or written statement. Instead of questioning Vehicle 2 for more details, the trooper attempted to recap what she was saying, which seems to contradict her statements. While doing this, the trooper is the first to talk about the gold truck swerving off to the right.
Yeah. Well, he didn't.
Then when it came to obtaining the written statement,
The dude you're about to see, Star Child,
the trooper tells
he's reading the statement right now, but the dude you're about to see in the video, he was they got him blurred out, but he was telling the truth. The cop was trying to make him lie, say Kyren did it. But the dude that he was, he went to his home. He was like, no, it was the woman who caused the accident. He gonna say it, and that's what Tyler Warner messed up at. He turned his body cam off and told dude what to say, and then he came up to him again and told him what to say. But dude said, no, it wasn't the green Charger. It wasn't Kyren. It was the woman that caused the accident. He said it, bro.
Vehicle 2, what to document on the statement as she is writing?
I have two questions here. One, I'd like to know more about the statement that she made to the trooper. The other one would be, do we have any data on the gold truck?
2.99 seconds before the gold truck eases off to the road.
Okay.
Eases off of the road.
Right.
He's traveling at 28 miles an hour.
Right.
That all is in this report.
Yeah, that's my question.
You watched someone slam on their brakes. You watched them stop. You watched a car charge coming at you in your lane of traffic, but you never thought to just tap the brakes? Really? Data is accurate. The black box is accurate that says that you never touched your brakes. You never touch your brakes the last 5 seconds until 0.5 seconds before the impact. That's their data. It's not mine.
Proceed. What did you find out after that?
So what I was curious about here, most importantly to me, in terms of the oncoming traffic, right? So I'm looking at that gold truck. I want to know what they said, when they said it, what were the circumstances, how did this come about? And this is where it really starts tying together, right? The gold truck, they end up getting a statement from this individual. There's two of them. The very first one, what I noticed on the body cam was that the conversation was going on for 4 minutes and approximately 30 seconds prior to the body cam being activated. And of course, when the body cam's activated, I don't know what you said those previous 4.5 minutes, they end up at this individual's house to obtain a statement. I want to play right now how that statement started.
Okay, let's roll that in.
So before we start, this is Tyler Warner, the cop, the dirty cop that's talking to the gold truck that was in the accident. Pay attention. This is Tyler Warner, right here. Now, mind you, at the time, he trying to frame Kyren Lacy. He trying to persuade the dude in the gold truck to say the green Charger did it. But the dude in the gold truck said, no, it was the woman that caused the accident. Appreciate you, Jeremy. Exactly.
Alright, sir. So, look, don't worry
It
about
do.
throwing any of this top information, like your name, address. Don't worry about any of that. Just right here, if you could, I'll just have you write exactly what you saw. Just make sure to include, where you were.
I don't even know what the name of that highway.
It's Highway 20. Highway 20. That you just.
All right, me and my wife gonna figure out this.
Okay, just make sure you add in there that you had to slam on your brakes and the brakes you had to slam on the brakes to avoid that charger and the brakes locked up to avoid that charger. That's.
I'm gonna start over, y'all. But this goes to show you how dumb these Louisiana troopers, these cops are. They dumb. He think he could tell somebody what to say. Bro, these people, when they do investigation, dog, they can tell what time you slammed on brakes. They can tell. This how you know Tyler Warner and mostly all of those cops, they dumb as hell. They was the rejects in high school. They was the ones getting bullied in high school. Dumb as hell. He think he could tell this man to say you slammed on brakes at this time. Bro, all they gotta do is go back to the system and see when he slammed on brakes. What are you talking about? That's how you know that's how you see how dumb these dudes are. They dumb as hell, bro. They don't even know the law, bro. Most of those troopers, they don't know the law, bro. They are dumb. How they say it in New York, are you dumb? Yes, they are.
And this is where it really starts tying together, right?
Exactly, Corey. Nope. Star Child, no. He said that it was the girl. Listen, listen.
So, look, don't worry about filling any of this top information, like your name and address. Don't worry about any of that. Just right here, if you could, I'll just have you write exactly what you saw. Just make sure to include, where you were.
I don't even know what the name of that highway.
It's Highway 20. Highway 20. That you just.
All right, me and my wife gonna figure out what.
Okay, just make sure you add in there that you had to slam on your brakes and the brakes you had to slam on the brakes to avoid that charger and the brakes locked up to avoid that charger. That's.
I ain't getting off of that because I wasn't even going for it. That lady in the back of me, she just always had me. That's how she caused that wreck. She was running in the back of me. She pulled on the other side.
So, but the charger was coming right at you, correct? That's why you had to slam on your brake, the head on with you. So yeah, just make sure you include that.
Exactly.
It's very important because we're trying to locate this charger right now. So just include that in the statement, and I'll read it over, and then I'll be out of here.
In that video, you can clearly hear the suggestive nature indicating that I need you to say that you had to slam on your brakes and you had to avoid a charger.
Okay, just make sure you add in there that you had to slam on your brakes and the brakes you had to slam on the brakes to avoid that charger and the brakes locked up to avoid that charger. That's.